it's only a matter of time before cannabis becomes GMP. Right now, we have a bunch of like underground growers who have gone legit, but they're just in warehouses. They haven't invested the capital to create like legit growing operations. There's a few of them coming. Tree's working on one.
How much does one of these cost? Like retail, wholesale, kind of what are they going for here?
What you got for us, Tree?
MSR. Go ahead.
Well, it started at $10,000, but we convinced them to take it down to $7,500 retail.
Okay.
Yeah, which is.
I thought we said convinced you. You're the man. Like he's like, I don't even know the price anymore.
7,500. Okay, 7,500.
We want to do more case studies. We want to test this on spider mites. We want to test this on everything we can and get as much data. At the end of the day, we're a life science company. Our goal is to get data to prove it. So I can go into these panels at Cannacon and blow everyone's mind, but until I have the data to back up the things I'm saying, I mean, we have limited data. We have about 20 clients throughout the country, and mostly in states where they test for aspergillus or aspergillus like markers, like the byproducts of aspergillus, they'll test for that. But places that are failing those tests is where we do the best in, or places that have low thresholds for yeast and mold.
Dimitri here back at Meet Unshackled. We are at Cannacon, Minnesota, and one of our favorite things to do is always to bring you the latest and greatest gadgets and modalities to consume cannabis or things that are going on in the cannabis industry. Last week we were at Flower Expo. Did I say we're at Cannacon? Flower Expo? Did I mess that up? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, we're
Last week we were in Michigan Flower Expo. This week we're in Minnesota. Maybe I'm like out of breath because we're high up in the country and there's less oxygen up here and stuff. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, so last week we brought you the first ever tricorder of the cannabis industry. We had all kinds of great Star Trek things going on. This week, Destiny, I'm going to give you major props for this one because here we were interviewing Jesse Ventura and all these other people, and you come back with the pack from Ghostbusters and the team. You brought me a Ghostbusters play pack, which is just I don't even know what the hell it does yet.
Dimitri's like, how can I put this on and try it?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do things with it. And I got to introduce you guys, and you're going to tell the audience what this is, and then I'm going to tell the audience what it could be. So take it away, guys. Who wants to talk about this?
Sure.
Introduce yourself first.
My name is Michael Matthews. I'm the sales director from Steramist. Here?
Yep.
Steramist. This is, go ahead.
Tree.
Just Tree.
The tree.
Tree.
He's doing his thing.
The tree.
He's an ultra, what does it say?
Yeah.
He's an ultra premium cannabis cultivator. It says it right there. So
Yes.
It's true.
It's not true.
Yes. Is this thing charging?
It is plugged in right now.
Okay.
So it's ready to go.
It's almost ready. It's ready. To...
So let me
He's
tell
so
you what it is.
excited.
Yes. Well, I just want to make sure it's charging because
Tell us what you got. What you got?
So we are Steramist is a decontamination company. The majority of our business is in pharmaceutical manufacturing. My big customers are like Pfizer and Merck and these big name drug manufacturers that everyone's heard of. We come from like a GMP facilities. We're very legit with documentation and all that. But essentially what it is it's a point and shoot device.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, don't cross the streams.
Anything that this
Don't cross the streams.
anything you miss with this achieves a level of kill equivalent to an autoclave.
A level of what?
Point it that way. Point it that way, not towards the camera.
Well, we don't want to kind of
Dimitri.
kill.
Microorganisms.
It's just water.
It's just water right now.
This is just water.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, yeah.
This way.
I was gonna kill Destiny over there.
Okay. It's not.
So you just got water in here. Nothing dangerous.
Nothing dangerous. That's just water.
Was that a convention center union thing that they made you empty it? Don't tell them because eventually they're going to figure out when you bring your Sturma pack.
So there is a small occupational hazard, so we wouldn't be spraying this without wearing a minimal amount of PPE. So
Okay,
water is
keep
the way
going.
to go.
Keep going.
Essentially, in 2001, there were those anthrax attacks, weaponized anthrax. DARPA, the research arm of the U.S. government, was tasked to come up with a new way to decontaminate weaponized anthrax. They were using traditional styles of VHP, which are very corrosive, and they were destroying their buildings. So what they came up with is this technology. It's ionized hydrogen
They didn't
peroxide.
come up with this technology. The Ghostbusters did.
Right.
Okay, they
Yeah.
copied it. This
Sure.
is a proton pack.
The
This is the
technology.
Ghostbusters proton pack.
The technology was classified for about a decade. In 2009, 2010, it became declassified. Our company, Steramist, acquired the rights to the technology, IHP, and then we spent 3 years getting our EPA registration that covers both the equipment and the solution that goes in the equipment as a combination. It was the first step.
Classified when?
It was declassified in 2009.
1984. Proton pack. Ghostbusters. The movie. No, I'm just kidding.
So essentially,
Now we have the real Ghostbuster pack.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, keep
None of
going.
us.
Yeah,
essentially
what
what it is it's a decon device. So it's sterilization. Anything this mist hits is sterilized. We use it in clean rooms. We use it in filling lines and manufacturing plants. Anywhere that needs an aseptic, sterile environment, this technology is being used right now. It wasn't until
Yeah, spray his whole ass
yeah,
down.
careful.
Yeah.
So there is
the
so
ladies like it sterile too, you know?
the
Oh,
way
yeah.
the way it
I
works-
use it all the
It's
time.
not a
The
thing
camera.
yet, but the ladies do like it sterile.
So
All right, go ahead.
the way it works is this is some science. We're gonna get nerdy with
No,
some
this is
Get
good
nerdy.
stuff.
science. Bro science
Yeah.
right here. There's a cold plasma arc. The hydrogen peroxide is 7.8%. It gets passed through this cold plasma arc. I don't know if the camera can see it.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
we could see that.
As the H2O2 molecule passes through that arc, it breaks its double bond and it creates reactive oxygen species. In particular, we're creating hydroxyl radicals. So we use H2O2, but we don't rely on it for our kill. Instead, we use H2O2 to create these hydroxyl radicals, which exist in the upper atmosphere. They're the reason we have clean air to breathe, clean water to drink. What DARPA was able to do is figure out a way to recreate these hydroxyl radicals in a controlled, directed fashion as a killing agent for microbial growth, yeast, mold. And where it comes in with cannabis, which was a total shock to pretty much everyone, Tree reached out. He had a grower in Colorado who was having trouble with aspergillus.
Right.
Aspergillus, if you've heard of it, it's a tough one. It's
One of the
everywhere.
hardest, yeah.
Oh my God, I have such an
So,
idea for this.
so they had
Can
failed
I ask you how much they say costs?
you can ask Tree.
Okay, we'll go. You keep
Yeah.
going, keep going, keep going.
So he had this grower. They were failing tests. So before you can sell into retail, you have to send it to samples of your crop to an analytical lab. They test for yeast, mold, aspergillus. They were failing aspergillus. We sent this demo unit over, basically opened up the box that had the samples in it, misted the product, flipped it over, misted it again really quick, like 5 seconds, and then sent it back and we passed all the tests. This product remediates contaminants, yeast, mold, whatever it is that you're going to fail a test for that's going to prevent you from selling your product into retail.
Yep.
This technology resolves that issue and allows you to pass those tests. It doesn't affect the plant in any way. It actually improves the plant, adds a little bit of moisture content, and very minimal increases in THC. I don't know if I even should. It's so small, I should probably not mention it.
Yep.
But
Go on, keep going, keep going.
what's really great is the only really alternative to this right now for cultivators is either they send their product off to be turned into oil,
Right.
Right.
or they sometimes, depending on the state, medical will have different thresholds and they can get away with selling it into medical. Or what a lot of people are doing is they're purchasing these big, huge, expensive irradiation machines from like Rad Source or BioRad.
Right.
They're like $300,000-$400,000. They're very expensive, and they also damage the product. They weaken the trichome. Terpenes fall off. What it does is it limits the shelf life of the product. They say it doesn't affect it at all, but that's because they're testing it right after application. If they waited a month and then tested it, they're going to realize that they fucked up that weed.
So does it use a proprietary chemical blend, or is it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. The
Is
chemical.
that the key that I just figured?
Oh,
out?
yeah.
Secret. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
Okay.
there's a lot of thought into this.
You know,
you
I'm
have to
like
use
a-
our solution.
I'm like a big
It will-
kid, you know.
The EPA registration is on the
Nice thing.
solution and the equipment as a combination.
There
You
you
can't make
go.
your own. You have to buy it from us.
Right. But-
And that keeps you in regulation. Like that, because of
Right.
the EPA registration we have, you need that in a GMP facility.
Yeah. You just
You
got.
know, Cannabis is
Everybody needs to have one of these.
Cannabis is food safety. Food safety is GMP. It's only a matter of time before cannabis becomes GMP. Right now, we have a bunch of like underground growers who have gone legit, but they're just in warehouses. They haven't invested the capital to create like legit growing operations. There's a few of them coming. Tree's working on one.
How much does one of these cost? Like retail, wholesale, kind of what are they going for here?
What you got for us, Tree?
MSR. Go ahead.
Well, it started at $10,000, but we convinced them to take it down to 7,500 retail.
Okay.
Yeah, which is
I thought we said convinced you. You're the man. Like he's like, I don't even know the price anymore.
7,500. Okay, 7,500.
Yeah, and
It's decent.
what we want is to work with. We want to bring more case. We want to do more case studies. We
Yep.
want to test this on spider mites. We want to test this on everything we can and get as much data. At the end of the day, we're a life science company. Our goal is to get data to prove it. So I can go into these panels at Cannacon and blow everyone's mind, but until I have the data to back up the things I'm saying, I mean, we have limited data. We have about 20 clients throughout the country, and mostly in states where they test for aspergillus, or aspergillus like markers, like the byproducts of aspergillus. They'll test for that. But places that are failing those tests is where we do the best in, or places that have low thresholds for yeast and mold.
Have you done a YouTube video with two guys on this, and you do the cross the stream thing, the Ghostbusters thing?
No, I do want to.
What?
So
What?
Dan Aykroyd is on the app Cameo, and you can pay him money.
Okay.
And he'll do like a
Yeah.
little video for
Right.
you.
A cameo.
I want to send him one of these and send him like $2,000 and have him do a little cameo with
Yeah.
the spray, and I think it would do well. If
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
like and retweet this video, I'll show it to my board of directors and
No,
tell them that
well,
there's a need.
Look,
You guys got to do like a Scarface remake too. You know how Scarface goes out? Scarface, but it's like all the spider mites still on him. He's
yes.
like, no.
Scarface.
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you
good.
talking to me?
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah,
right?
look at my
He's
little
using
friend.
machine guns and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a machine gun.
No, but it's the proton.
They
pack
like
here.
it. I don't.
Okay.
You're over here some weird.
No, no.
So Tree is my cannabis expert. He can talk a little bit about the protocols that he went through at Dark Horse Genetics, where we initially tested this technology. And man, the results are like mind blowing. They're mind blowing, especially because the alternative is radiation, and radiation ruins cannabis.
Ruins cannabis.
Okay,
Yeah.
and before trees talk, let me point out a couple of things here. First of all, if you're a cultivator in America, you have to have the machines that go ping. You know, you have to have the latest machine out there. Like the tricorder we saw at Flower Expo. I don't even know what it does, but you need to buy it.
So I'm
Those-
thinking. So the tricorder, what it does is it detects mold in the air.
Right.
Oh,
So what they do is they come in with the
Quarter first,
first,
and then they bring this
and
thing
then
in.
they bring this guy in.
Oh my God. So you have like Star Trek and
to
Ghostbusters in
talk
one.
about
Yeah,
But
then
here's the thing.
Here's
No,
the
no,
stopper.
no. We gotta like have a little
Wow.
party.
He was
yeah,
in
it's-
at Flower Expo.
if you guys don't remember Ghostbusters, you don't want to get like the gatekeeper and the key master together, okay? Because that thing, like, remember you guys? God damn it, you guys are so young, young, whatever. But they have the remake of Ghostbusters, and they said it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So check this out, cultivators out there, big cultivators. You got to have one of these. You got to test it out. It's probably going to do good stuff for you. If not, you can put it on the wall, and you can say you have the machine that goes ping. And then check this out. Other uses. Do you want your son or daughter to be the coolest kid at the water balloon fight? Yeah, right? Right? Kid, water balloon fight?
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
like high-end prep school water balloon fight? You have these things? You don't need water balloons anymore. You got these things. Check this out. What else you can do with it? You're going down to Tulum. There's a little party at Senor Frogs. And you're like,
yeah.
you get the waitress and you go, shot, shot, shot. Fill this thing with fucking tequila. Come on, man. This would be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Filling it with tequila
Okay.
is crazy.
back to, I always like to look for alternative uses for things. But most importantly, go back to trees.
yeah, man. Talk about what you did at Dark Horse.
Oh, trees is a
Oh, yeah.
POS system. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. I was tasked to figure out whether or not this actually works because I didn't believe him.
No one believed
There-
this.
I mean, you're in
Nice.
cannabis, all kinds of stuff comes to you, and they,
Yeah.
I got the solution. Well,
You brought your own case study here.
yeah. So I did a 6-month study with Dark Horse, who is very well known for their seeds and genetics. So we wanted somebody that was reputable. So we went with them, and they happened to have a massive problem with powdery mildew and aspergillus. So it was great too because their facility was we could segment it into 2 different control and experiment. and we were able to go from end to end, meaning from the mother plants, clones, all the way on one side, all the way to the end, and did preventative. And we eradicated that whole facility side, and the other side did not pass, obviously. But that's the short of it. You can read all about it on the websites. But
Yeah.
it was amazing, and they sold me. They sold me.
And you
after that.
covered the cost of the machine in 1 day.
I mean, that was a solution. They didn't have to spray anything else. No oils, nothing. This is
Yeah,
a
and-
one-stop shop.
That's
And,
pretty
and
cool.
it's natural. We're creating something that already exists in nature,
Yeah.
and we're just using it in a directed fashion to
I mean,
target
the byproduct
microorganisms.
is what? Oxygen and water?
Yeah, there's no leave behinds or byproducts from this. H2O2 converts into oxygen and water. This turns into humidity basically. It adds a small amount of moisture content to the product, but in that's usually a bonus, especially in drier climates like Arizona or Colorado.
I mean,
Right.
the one thing to note though that we were really concerned about is, does it affect terpene? Does it affect the THC
The
content? Is there
potency.
is there residue?
Mhm.
We tested all that.
Well, did you say it was hydrogen peroxide as well?
So that's the sole ingredient is hydrogen peroxide. The magic comes as it passes through this cold plasma arc. As it comes through that arc, it kind of activates the H2O2 into a different, fancier. Sorry for my bro science here, but
Keep going. I'm loving this, bro.
it breaks the double bond of the H2O2 molecule and creates reactive oxygen species. In particular, it's creating hydroxyl radicals. So we use H2O2, but we don't rely on it for our kill. We use H2O2 to create hydroxyl radicals. Otherwise, we're just spraying 7.9 or 7.8% hydrogen peroxide.
Yep.
That will get a decent level kill, but it's not going to get a sterilization level kill, which is what you're achieving with this. We're literally sterilizing the plants from the type of contaminants that cause you to fail tests.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between sterilization and decontamination, correct? There's
I mean, yeah, those terms get floated around
Right.
a lot.
I'm
Yes.
kind of thinking like one is 100%, the other is like 99.
Oh no, there's many levels.
So-
It gets into like log reductions. It's crazy. There's
Yeah.
there's a bunch of science involved.
I like
with it.
this science because I grow mushrooms back at home,
Okay,
and that's why
yeah.
when you mentioned hydrogen peroxide, that's one
Yeah.
of the.
So one important thing with growing mushrooms is like sterile processes. Like when you are moving the mycelium to a bulk substrate, you have to do it in or
Yep.
you're inoculating, you have to do it sterile. This is
No
perfect.
air, no
We've sold
filter.
this to oh God, a famous guy out of Evergreen. Can't remember his name, but we've done mushroom cultivations. a
So
bunch.
basically, this controls a stream of highly focused and radially polarized protons that electrostatically control the negative charged energy. I'm just kidding. That's
I mean, yeah,
of a
pretty close,
ghost.
pretty close,
That's what the
dude, pretty-
proton pack does.
pretty close. Yeah.
Are you guys doing a show floor deal for this product?
Sure. Yeah, come by and talk to me.
Yeah, let's take
Hook you
this
up
home
with
with us.
If you guys are watching this podcast right now and you guys are interested in this product, hit us up.
What I
Get that
really
show
want
floor
is,
deal for
is
you.
more partners
Sounds
to do
good.
case studies with, so we
Yes.
can,
Yep.
so we can get more data.
Look, if you don't have one of these, you're not one of the cool kids. That's how it breaks down.
Yeah.
But guys, how do people get in touch with you?
They can just look us up Steramist.com.
911.
Just dial 911.
What?
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I like
Nobody's
this guy.
ever said that, Tree. I like you. Okay, so dial 911 or Google them. Sterapack, Steramist.
There you go.
It's a cool thing to have. And, if things go wrong at your cultivation, you still have something for your kids to play with or somebody to party with down in Mexico.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you
the main
guys-
thing, stop using radiation.
Yep,
It
show
does
us
not-
that shirt too.
I had
That's
it
a
specially
dope
made for
shirt.
this show.
Yes.
Radiation ruins
good.
cannabis. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this, so you taught me a lot today.
And
Awesome.
you had that
Yeah.
made for the show. Let me up it a little
Mhm.
bit.
All right, all right.
Frankie says radiation kills cannabis.
Who's
Frankie goes to Hollywood. Frankie says, relax, don't do it.
Okay.
Frankie.
Is it
Eighty-
Second edition.
Is there
Second edition.
I have nothing but a series of horrible 80s references. This has been another episode of Meat Unshackled. We thank you guys for
Hey,
being here.
thank you so much.
Thank you, you guys.